one up here pretty soon. I don't know what we're going to do.
A bigger banana cream pie.
Bigger banana cream pie, yeah. Photo share and discussion, banana cream pie share and discussion number 190 is live. Coming to you from Hotlanta. Now I can actually say it's Hotlanta again. We've had good weather here the last few days. I was telling Wes before you guys popped on that we had first bout of humid weather, so summer cannot be far behind. I don't know where Joe is. It's like probably 40 degrees and snow right now. So
it is pretty darn cold here.
Yeah.
You would not believe it. It's
like 80, 85, 90 now?
88.
88? Yeah. Okay. See, it's still sweatshirt weather. Until you get
Yeah.
it, you get 90, 95, yeah.
Yeah, you just got rid of the parka. Yeah.
Okay,
so,
yeah.
I don't know how.
80 is pretty much get rid of the parka. And then we get the 85 to 90, then yeah, sweatshirt. 90, you can think about wearing a nice long sleeve shirt. Yeah.
I think this is the last day of our frigid cold temperatures, and then the temperature starts rising, and we have to get our sun shovels. You know, because
they probably got a big sale on those, right? All the sun shovels.
Yes, they huge because they just sell. So they sell them in volume because you wear your sun shovel out. You know, all the sunshine shoveling, all that sunshine.
Oh yeah, they do wear out pretty quick, I'm sure.
Yeah. Sun shovel manufacturing is where it's at in America right now.
Yeah, it's definitely. I think I missed that trend. That was SSM was the ticker symbol. I remember back in the 90s, right before the tech bubble. I mean, they were there, and then they kind of crashed because you had a couple years of cloudy weather there, and then they came back. And so got Simeon after a few weeks being out. So glad to have you back, Simeon, from sunny Connecticut, I hope.
Sunny, rainy.
Okay, yeah.
Combination of both.
Springtime weather, that's for sure. Rain is always good. Was it April showers bring May flowers? So you guys are right in that sweet spot. You'll have a very. Are you hoping? Have you gotten out and anything in the last week or so with like any of the new leaves and stuff coming out? I haven't looked at the Flickr group lately.
Yeah, I've been getting some stuff.
Okay, cool. Very good. And we got. You have lots of stuff coming in bloom up there in the next couple weeks probably, so that'll be good. And then Wes from Florida, where it's even hotter than here in Atlanta. I think they're falling into summer now, almost.
Yeah, it's starting to feel like summer.
Yeah, you get that. Yeah, for you, it pretty much starts May 1st. For us, it's end of May. I mean, but usually by mid-end of May, we're pretty much in the soup. I think you guys are maybe a month or so ahead of us as far as getting that heat and humidity kind of creep in. So, yeah, you're in it pretty much till October, November, and we'll be there pretty soon. So, but I'm kind of looking forward to it. You know, it's been you got to deal with it. I guess you might as well enjoy it while you got it. So, first few days of hot weather are always kind of a struggle though because you're not used to it. But I got to tell you, like I was saying last week, I don't know about using that large format camera underneath the dark cloth in the summer, man. That's going to be hot.
Yeah. You have to bring a fan with you.
Yeah, there's actually some guys that bring those little portable, desktop fans or whatever that they just attach. So that's going to be interesting when I do that like in the middle of July and see what it's like.
Is there any issues with large format in the heat?
Can be, if you especially let the film get baked. A lot of, I guess, guys will leave it in their car or whatever, and the film will get baked. That type of thing. I mean, cold film is better than hot film for the most part. So I mean, a lot of guys, if they're going out hiking and doing that kind of stuff or camping, there's what's that guy, Ben Horn? He's a guy out of San Diego area, and he does 8x10. And he does a lot of trips like Death Valley and Zion and that type of thing. And he actually has a solar-powered, like a little mini fridge.
Really?
That he sets up and he keeps his film in there when he's out because he the film and the stuff in his vehicle. So he has like a little solar power thing for his to keep his film cool. So
well, I mean I guess that kind of Yeah, because if you have it in your vehicle, dear God, I mean that's
Yeah, 130 degrees. I mean,
yeah.
I'm right now. I have my film just kind of sitting on a shelf up here, and I was telling Wes that I just now had to turn on the air conditioning up here. We've got unit upstairs and unit downstairs. The downstairs one has been on because we use it for sleeping, but it's finally gotten to the point now where I need to use it up here. And I'm thinking I'm probably going to want to take my film and put it. I've got like a little mini beer fridge down in the basement. I think I'm just going to put it in there, for the summer, and keep it there. Because as expensive as it is, you don't need it to go get baked,
Right.
But yeah, it's definitely an issue. I mean, yeah, you don't want to leave it out in the sun. I mean, especially with the large format, you load it in those holders, and those holders are black. So if you're just like out working on something, then you just got them laying out in the sun. I mean, they just soak up the heat really fast. So you can toast some film. So
I would imagine, yeah.
I haven't. It's not going to be too big a deal for me. I don't plan on doing much real long extended stuff this year, at least. But for guys that are out hiking and out there, they do have to pay attention to it. So I'm just more concerned about getting underneath the dark cloth and just melting away when I'm trying to focus. So a great way to lose weight in the summer. You just get under there and sweat away. Hey, Dennis.
Hey, made it! Yay!
Yay. Facebook work?
Yeah.
All right. Whew. It's funny. We've got to use like Joe said, the exact opposite of Google to allow you to get on Google. the anti Google to access Google. So good.
That says something. You know what I'm saying? When you gotta, that's how difficult. I mean, it needs to be. I think we've complained about that since it started. Like that's what we really need is.
Yeah. It's gotten better, but it's still not by any means foolproof.
It's weird too because it's better only if you know how to get on. Like it's, you know what I'm saying? If
That's true. Yeah, if you know the secret handshake, it's okay. Right. Then there's no hope. Yeah, I mean, Google Plus is this coming on the 6th or 7th year? I think it is. I think they started in 2011.
Yeah.
So they're coming up on the 7th year. And they've gone through a few different iterations on how things connect, and now they haven't changed anything in the last 2 weeks, have they? I don't think so.
I don't know. Who knows?
But now it's not Hangouts. What were we talking about, Joe? Is it something? They're not called. It's not Hangouts anymore. It's Google Live Streaming or something now.
Yeah, YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube Live Streaming. So. But it doesn't make sense why you can connect sometimes and other times you can't. I don't know. So maybe they'll get it figured out. But in the meantime, we'll use Facebook. I'm sure Zuckerberg.
Right.
I got permission from Zuckerberg to do it, so I think we're okay.
Yeah.
So good. How was your week, Dennis? Any photography this week?
Yeah, I developed another roll of film and played with the red filters. So.
Okay. Yeah, I saw you posted a few images, so that was from the roll you developed, huh? Good, good. Joe, you've got that big reveal. Your new camera equipment.
Yep, so, new gear.
Did you get out and use it yesterday or today at all?
Well, yeah, this morning for sure. Yeah.
Okay.
I just finished that shoot this morning.
Oh, okay. So you used the new camera on the shoot, huh? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Good. And the verdict is?
Oh, it's badass. Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's badass. There we go. I guess that means you're not sending it back, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, right. No, that one's not. Yeah, it's yeah, no.
Well, that's good. Now, have all your accessories and accoutrements showed up for it?
Right. Yeah, everything showed up.
Okay.
All that part was a go. You know what I'm saying? It's just the part that I was worried about did become a problem during the shoot. Like I didn't get to practice with it much.
Okay.
After I got it, and this whole past week, you know what I'm saying? So when I did shoot with it finally, you practice on still images. I mean, on still subjects. So when you actually get a model now, and all that was all shot to hell. Like it was. There's just so many different focus points, and it was a little confusing trying to navigate that, under a little bit of pressure. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Like you're
Okay.
you're
Yeah.
like, okay, you know what, where, you know, and then it was doing things, and I'm like, whoa, I didn't know it did that. Of course I didn't know, because I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it was cool though. I just, you know, asked my model just to be patient with me, because I
Uh-huh.
literally just got this camera, and so trying
Okay.
to. You
So
know,
does it have? You said it has what, like 135 focus? I mean, it's got some insane number of focus points, right?
65, yes.
65. Okay. And does it have presets? I mean, because I remember from mine, Alan, you can dial through and it'll do like the center, and then the next dial focus point, it'll go to a grid of 4 or 8 or whatever. Can you configure special
Yeah, I wish I could.
sets?
I wish I could show you. And I know you can. I know you can hook something to the camera, and then I can show you the menu system.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But they can all, as far as I seen today while I was shooting. Maybe Wes knows a little more than I do, but they can all go center focused point too. You know, because now they have you can do one focus point, but then you can like fine tune that focus point. And I'm pretty sure it looked like to me while I was shooting, they can all do that. And I'm like, wow, that's intense, man. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
it's, I mean, you can like, I don't know, almost like a football pool or something. You can like, you know, how you buy one square and then you piggyback off the other
Mhm.
squares around it. Like you can do that sort of thing and have that track
Oh,
your
okay.
subject.
Right.
Oh man.
I mean, it's just kind of countless. Like you can, you know how it'll separate into 3 grids, and
Okay.
so if you pick that whole grid, one of the thirds, then it'll track for you in grids of like 1 dot or 4 dots or 6 or 9, or you know what I'm saying? Like it really varies. Like it's
Okay, so you could set it up that way so it'll automatically track as something's moving across the field of view.
yeah. I mean, it's
Sweet.
let me turn it on here. It's like, okay, the autofocus system here
Uh-huh.
is all in the purple here, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 menus for focusing.
It goes 5 deep. Oh my gosh.
It's got 5 menus
Wow.
for focusing. So if you're trying to do something quick and focusing, you better have done it prior to your shoot, because even if you're doing landscape, or even if
Yeah.
you're doing whatever you're doing, you have better done it before, because once you start shooting,
Yeah.
it's tough, man. You know what I'm saying?
Man, that's well, it's just going to be a
That
matter.
is
You're not going to
the-
use everything all the time, so you just have to find the stuff that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah,
And
that is the camera for sports and wildlife for Canon. So that's the top of the line as far as their focusing stuff goes. So that's why you have so many options.
yeah.
You can fine tune any part of it you want.
It's cool because you do have the options. It's like, you know, it's a good thing while you're using it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm glad it does have those options. It's just, whew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't even know what you want.
You know,
There's so many
There's
options.
too much. An embarrassment of riches, isn't it? There's just so much to do, so much to choose from. You just like, there's too much. I can't do anything.
yeah, it's a, you know, because there was quite a few times when, and I know it does it. I just have to, you know, it's my first shoot with this camera. You know what I'm saying? So by the time I get, you know, a dozen shoots in, I'll have it down. I know I will. It's just a matter of, you know, getting there, get more experience with this.
Oh yeah, you just need to get it to the point. I mean, coming from the 40D, which you've been shooting for 8 or 9 years, I mean, that was just all probably 100% automatic muscle memory. You didn't even have to think about it. You would just pretty much adjust anything you needed to adjust in the moment, I would imagine. And
then it's 9 focus points, and then you go from 9 to 65, all cross type, all tracking, all this, all that. You know, you're like, wow. You know, but yeah, you'll see some of the images here.
Yeah.
You know, I just in the ISO, man, I'm like, oh my god, it was It was a dream. I got to shoot natural light today, which I
Okay.
I just couldn't do.
Yeah. Oh,
That,
cool.
that just wasn't even an option. So
Yeah. Oh, that's good. I mean, that's one of the reasons you upgraded the camera is to be
Right.
able to do that and give you some more
more
control,
options.
creative control. Yeah.
Yeah.
Over the photography stuff.
Definitely, definitely very happy. Yeah, definitely. It's just a matter of getting time with it.
Yeah. It's gonna take, and all that is just time. I mean, it's like me with my large format. I just need to use it and figure out what I am not comfortable with, and maybe concentrate on figuring that out bit by bit, and then it gets a little bit faster and easier. Although I guess I've got an infinite number of focusing points, but I got to hold a little loop up to the glass and stare. So it's, but yeah, it's the same thing. You just got to get used to it.
I did use the high speed, because there's a few times when had her balancing on one foot, and so I had to get it before she fell, type thing. So having that 10 frames is fun. I mean, that thing just watch here. I'll turn it on. Let me switch it. It's that nice little machine gun type deal,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? And it's see if I can
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. And what was the 40D? Was it like dun 4 or 5?
it actually wasn't too bad. I want to say the 40D was 6 frames. It wasn't like, because at the time it was pretty fast as far as that went, but yeah, no, it's still not as smooth as this and
it didn't have the buffer either, and would have
Right.
felt the buffer after 1 or 2 seconds probably. Whereas
Right,
this
yeah,
one, you
that's-
could just keep going for quite a while, I would have bet.
exactly. Yeah, that's with large JPEG too. I mean, large, full RAW right there. I mean, look at that thing will just go. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's still going. Look at that. Those are raw images. I mean, it's still not, so it's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you use both cards? You plug both cards and have it copy one to the other? Is it? Well,
I don't have-
it'll automatically copy from one card to the next as it goes.
I don't have 2 yet.
Okay.
I just had the one.
The one super
But
fast card.
I do have that grip with those new batteries. So
Oh, okay. Yep.
having the 2 batteries makes a difference as well.
So did you have to change batteries at all during the shoot, or were you?
Oh no, and it's still got plenty of juice.
Okay.
So because this is known for using up a lot of battery. I didn't quite realize that before I bought it, but or didn't realize how much it did actually use up battery. But I tried to turn off the Wi-Fi and stuff like that are in it. The GPS. I have a feeling that
Yeah, that I know on my Olympus, you turn that stuff on and it sucks the battery, especially the Wi-Fi, because it's always searching for something.
Right.
So that sucks the juice down pretty fast. So, well, cool. Well, good. No, I'm glad you finally got to use it and it met your expectations. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Fun new camera. Lots of new options for you.
Yeah. Fun to play with new gear, man. Yeah.
Oh, good. So Joe blew the budget on his new camera. Anybody else have any budget? Any equipment or anything?
Yeah, we're going to be starting a Patreon site now here and taking
Hey, why not?
GoFundMe page for.
Yeah. How about you, Sim? Any new camera purchases in the last few weeks? Anything?
Nada. Nothing. Yep.
All right. Wes, anything new? No.
I found some really cool film at Goodwill today.
Oh, you did? How old?
It's really cool. It's actually a cooler.
Oh, that's awesome. See, that's what you need in a large format photography. You can put your film in there and take it out into the field.
Dude, that's kind of cool, isn't it?
That's cool.
Yeah.
That is.
I've wanted one of these for a long time, and I see them at the antique malls and stuff, and people want like $50 for them, and
Okay.
I just wasn't gonna pay that. I found one at Goodwill today for $3.
Okay.
Right? And that's all it's worth, right, Russ? You're like, yeah, that's. I
Yeah.
might give 10, but 40 or 50. You're like, what?
Yeah. So is that an antique pretty much? How do you know how old that one is?
It's dated 83.
Okay, so 35 years almost. That's pretty solid. Yeah. Right now. That's cool. That's neat. I mean, that's that's a lot more interesting to take to the park with your beer or drinks in it than just a regular like a Yeti. Who needs a Yeti when you got an Ektachrome?
Right.
Well, cool. I did. I made one purchase this week. Well, two purchases. I got a yellow filter and an orange filter.
Cool.
For the large format. So I got those. They showed up on Friday. So I'm gonna get out and try to do a couple shots here in the next week or two, and see what the difference is. Should I notice I think the yellow is a 22, Dennis, and the orange is a 40. Does that ring familiar?
Yeah, the yellow, the ×2 is normally to bring your clouds out.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
And the orange should be better for like rocks and bricks and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
from what I
I've
understand.
never used an orange.
Okay.
I mainly just use yellows. It's only I stuck my toes in the water with the with the red filter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so
Okay.
that does darken the clouds down.
Yeah, almost. I did a little bit of research this, or like Monday, and a lot of people seem to suggest if you're going to get one filter, get the yellow. I mean, that's like the kind of the catch-all filter, and then maybe an orange. Like two filters would be the yellow and orange, and then if you wanted to do something beyond that, whatever, blue, green, or red. Pretty
I
much.
think red's okay, but I don't think blue's got much use.
Yeah, they said the yellow and the orange do a pretty good job of bringing out contrast in leaves and that type of thing. So
Yeah, I should imagine your orange is halfway between the yellow and the red.
yep, that's kind of in the middle. And I expect I'll use what I'm going to try to do is find a decent scene and do one shot with the yellow and then the other one with the orange and just see what the difference is. Find something that has a lot of maybe some rocks and some leaves and light and shadow and
You need a sky with lots of fluffy clouds.
yeah, that might be the challenge here because we don't.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah, this country's fine for it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got a few places that would work. I just need the clouds to cooperate. But yeah, that's my goal is to try to do that. Find a scene like that, and then do one sheet with the yellow and the other one with the orange, and just see.
Is your Atlanta a bit like Florida? Then is it like blue skies, sunshine all the time, no clouds?
No, it's mostly we get blue skies, but a lot of the time it's just humid, so it's hazy. It's
Right, yeah.
it's hot.
Well,
I mean, it's hot and sunny, but it's a hazy sunshine.
Your orange filter should cut through the haze anyway, because the red one does.
Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah. So that might be a good way to do that. But yeah, we get blue skies in the summer. We may get 2 days out of 7 are to blue. The others are varying shades of light blue to overcast because it's just hazy a lot of times. Hot and not a lot of rain, generally, but just overcast. Just because there's so much humidity in here.
A natural for black and white photography because it's always grey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that's great light for photography. But yeah, so I'm gonna play around with that a little bit, and I got them off eBay. They're new. They're B&W filters, so they're the brass ringed ones. And I got them for $18 each.
Yeah, it's cheap. Yeah.
So for 52 millimeter. So not too bad. I mean, I could have gotten the same filters new from like B&H for $25 each, something like that. So
yeah, you'll find the 10-stop NDs and and your infrareds are quite expensive. So eBay's the only place to find them.
yeah, I almost bought it. I was looking at the ND filters, and they jumped up in price quite a bit. And I was like, I think I'll just get by with the yellow and the orange filters. So, well, Simi's the expert on the big stopper there with his 10 stop.
Yeah.
So, was yours? how big a filter does was it your 40 to 120? Your basic lens that you use all the time, Simi? What's the size on that?
24 to 120. That's that is
60?
no, that's a 77 millimeter.
Okay. And that's the one you've got the 10 stop connected to?
Yeah, I can swap it between all of them. I think it
Okay.
my highest ring is like 82, so it'll go up to 82. So
Okay. That's pretty good.
That size rings are really expensive.
yeah,
Yeah. In order to make that work, then you got to get the filter that's the biggest one you would possibly need, and then step down rings for the other ones. Yeah. But at least you don't have to buy 3. You can buy 1 and use it that way.
yeah.
I
It's all
thought about that.
It's like the Leaf filter system though. So once you just buy it, it's like kind of, the
Okay.
10 stoppers are 4x4, and then the other ones are your standard 100 by something.
Okay.
So
So they're so you have the mount on the front of the lens, and then are they the square ones that you just drop in the frame? Is that
Correct.
how they're set up? Okay. All right. Those are nice. And I guess so that all you need on the other to connect it to the lens is just the stop down ring to fit the different lens diameters, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't go with the screw-on ones because I just don't have time to screw in, screw out, and worry about threading in, threading out.
Yeah.
Especially in the wintertime.
Oh, come on. You gotta let a little cold. Oh, yeah. You got to take off those big fluffy gloves in order to do that. That's the problem.
No.
Yeah, that does make sense. If you're going to be multiple lenses and different filters, the initial investment's a little bit more, but you probably save a lot of time and frustration along the way. Doing something like that. Now there's Lee. Is it Koken? Is that the French company that does? Are those the 2 biggest players, or are there some other ones that?
Format High Tech.
Okay.
The one I use is Nisi.
You see, okay.
There's a couple other companies that do it too.
Okay.
It's quite a few different companies.
I'm gonna have to maybe take a look at that. If I get another lens or 2, that's gonna be the next purchase for the camera. Is gonna be the. I've got to determine maybe another couple focal lengths. Although I'm pretty happy with the 135. That gives me like about a 35 or a 40 equivalent, which is pretty useful focal length. So we'll see. But I've got enough to keep me busy. I got to figure out how to use the filters now. So keep me going. So all right. So we got some images. It looks like Joe's posted. Looks like you got before and after, some camera shots, and then actual photos taken with the camera. So that's cool. Posted a few there. So let's jump into those and see what we got. Dennis posted a few. I managed to post 2, I think. Yeah, I got some. I still got a few more to process, but I'll get those done next week. All right, let's see where we're at. So this one was the last one last week, right? Yeah. The Lonely Pier. This was part of Simi's camera tossing Olympics. He invited other photographers out to the coastline. And it was like, I can get a 59-second exposure by tossing my camera in the air.
That's right.
We were postulating how the technique, if there's a difference in technique in camera tossing between Canon and Nikon, and we figured there probably was, but that you weren't going to give out any secrets.
Yeah, Canon. Most of those guys are left-handed, so.
Okay.
Exactly. Yeah, we didn't know if you go like, flick the wrist up, or if it's an underhand sort of thing.
Yeah.
The funny thing about this image is I've taken this pier in different light, like with sunlight, and it just never looked right. But on a day that was cloudy and rainy, it turned out good with the clouds and everything.
Yeah, I mean the clouds, like we were looking at, it's like, how do you get that blur without this? And Joe's like, well, there's all these clouds in the sky, and it's a reflection. And I was like, yeah, that's awesome. And it came out, that did come out real good. And I love the detail on the rocks here. That was the thing that really caught my eye. I mean, it was just the colors and the way these rocks are built out. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the other thing is when the sun's out, that sand is kind of brownish.
Okay.
It doesn't. It shows up much better when it's cloudy than it does during the day. Yeah.
Okay.
So it adds a little bit of color there to it.
Yeah, little softer light brings out the real colors, like the rocks especially. That's one thing I noticed with rocks is if you get that cloudy or overcast, the colors in the stone and that type of thing is really changes dramatically. Yeah, cool. Okay, Joe. So this is the before and after. The new one before straight out of the camera. Okay, so this is before on the left and after on the right.
Right. Yeah.
Lens
Correct.
correct. Okay. All right. So all you did was have it automatic lens correction for the.
Yeah, I did the on the one that's on the left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all I did was literally just for the lens. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? When you
All right.
import it, so it just corrected the lens. Other than that, it was straight out of the camera, so you could kind of get an idea of
Okay.
what it looked like right out of the camera at ISO 3200 at that.
Okay. Clean noise, sharpening and noise reduction. Okay. So you shot this at 3200. Wow. So this is straight out of the camera.
Yeah.
At 3200. Now, if you
Right.
shot that, well, the 40 only went up to 1600, didn't it?
I think it did go up to 32, but I never went there.
You didn't go down that path.
Yeah, it was really no point,
And so this is after you basically cleaned it up. It's better, but the before is pretty darn good at 32.
Yeah.
I mean you're getting a little better on here. I mean, there's a little less noise right here, I notice. This looks, the edges of this table coming in here are a little better. Yeah.
I was just really impressed that it's very usable at
Oh, it's
3200.
completely usable at 32. Yeah. I mean, you could not have any complaints at all about that, really. And there's your mixing board.
Yeah. So that's
all those knobs.
Verify, that's I still have it.
There it sits.
There it sits, exactly. It's gonna get used. It's just that's on the side right now. That's on the side track.
Yeah. It's cool. Well, good. So image quality is acceptable then. Huh?
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah.
This is just got it right out of the box. Okay. That doesn't. Nice and clean looking, but you can't really tell. Do you have it next to? Okay, so this is 40D.
That's next to the 40D. Yeah.
It almost looks smaller than the. Is it a little shorter than the 40D, top to bottom?
Isn't that something like it?
I
was
the 40D
kind of
looks bigger, looks higher. I mean,
yeah, and that's one thing I wanted to ask Wes about, because I can remember the 40D being really big when it came out. Like, and as a matter of fact, that was one of the factors for me, because I had initially bought the XTI, if you remember that Rebel when it came out, and then once I seen the price difference from the 40, I was like, what the hell am I doing with this? So I only had the XTI for like a week. I sent that back, and then I got the 40. And I remember it being really big, and I I don't remember if it was around the 60D or so, but I want to say that they made them a little smaller. I don't know. Wes has had the newer models. I don't know.
I haven't really messed with any of the 60Ds and back, so I don't know. I do know they're slightly smaller bodies than like the 7D and the 5Ds and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's because I've seen plenty of comparisons from the 80D to the 70D to the 7D Mark II, and they were definitely smaller. So somewhere along the line, that prosumer that they used to call it camera got smaller.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, it looks just a little trimmer. Maybe it looks not
It's still bigger than the Rebel though, because I had the Rebel T4 or whatever, and the 70D was quite a bit larger than the T4.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just a trip because I was actually shocked when I put them next to each other. I was like, wow. I mean, it looks like the same, you know. So it was a trip.
Yeah, just a little different.
Yeah.
So we got the 40 on the right. Yeah, I mean the 7D Mark II is like I said before. I think it's got just a little smoother lines. It's not quite as angular.
It's rounded off a little more on the edge. On the
rounded
edges.
off a little bit on the edges. And it looks a little more compact. I mean, you're just looking at it like that. It looks maybe just a smidge, not quite as tall top to bottom. I don't know what the depth is, like front to back.
Right.
I mean, it looks just like a little, not huge, but just a little bit. You know, a couple percent on each dimension or whatever. And it's probably because the electronics have gotten smaller. You know, maybe they've been able to get the mirror box to be a little smaller and still get the same function. I mean, that would change a lot on the height and the width in this section.
Right.
So.
Yeah, just the pure mechanics of it alone, or you know, and the technology. Yeah, exactly like you said. So it's
probably just a little smaller. But yeah, it's okay. So this is side by side from the bottom. Yep. Sweet. So you're still going to keep the 40Ds, right? You're still going to keep one of the 40Ds at least?
I have both of them still, so I'm still, you know, it's kind of nice to have three bodies, you know what I'm saying? And that way I have my super wide angle, my wide angle, and then my zoom, you know, all hooked to a camera. If I was working outdoors, I guess, then I would. Otherwise, like today, I was just switching all of those lenses on my 7D. I wasn't going to even pretend to mess around with those other bodies.
Yeah. It's cool. Yeah, similar design, but a little different. So here's the back. So the 7D has the fixed screen. The 80D has the articulated folding out screen, right? Okay.
Definitely, yep.
It's more of the video oriented.
And it's touch screen.
Oh, okay. This one isn't, huh? Okay.
Yeah, this one's not.
All buttons and 5 menus deep.
And 5 menus deep for just the focusing system. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Just the focusing has 5 menus. Yeah, that's it's insane. And then you've got different options on all those menus. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
You're scrolling that you know that particular menu page. You know, so it's. You know, to tell you the truth, I don't understand some of the buttons too, like the rate button. I'm like, what the hell? You know,
does that give you like automatic like plugging stars onto the images?
Yeah, you get stars, and when you bring it into Lightroom, it's already rated. You can do pics beforehand right in the camera.
Okay. So it's the whole thing, and then this is this little editing brush up here? It looks like.
I don't know what that one is.
No, that one you click that one, and that I should have had my other body here with me. It takes the place of that. You select your different modes with that. So, like if you're going, you know, normal mode or portrait mode, landscape, you know, so that you get your preview, your what is that? Like that's like a
picture style.
Yeah. Your picture style. There you go.
Okay, so like the creative modes or whatever. Okay.
It does that. Let me see. Let me turn this back on.
Huh. It's interesting.
So it does that, and then you have your HDR in there. So you have your multiple exposure mode.
Okay. All right.
And then you have your HDR mode, all in that.
All in this button up there. Yeah. Okay. Oh, all right. So you can preset, and then for each of those modes, you can set those up to what they actually do when you hit the button. I'm sure.
Right.
Like the HDR, you can set 2, 3, 5, 7 shots or whatever, and the bracketing and all that stuff. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah, lots of stuff to learn.
Oh yeah, because all those buttons have multiple uses, and then you can program most of those buttons to do something else. So
Because if it's not confusing enough already, we can make them do completely different things from what they say on the button.
And then once I think I took a picture with the grip on, because then once you add the grip, you're adding more buttons and joysticks. So
oh man,
it gets even more challenging. So
yeah, that's well, you'll learn how to use the majority of them here pretty quick, probably just by playing around with the camera. But yeah, that's amazing. You got the lock. Oh, is this the lock for putting on the battery grip? I'm assuming.
You know what? I don't know what that is. I'm still trying to figure that out.
I think that disables the buttons.
Oh, okay. So that's
so you don't hit them by accident.
None of the buttons don't work. Okay.
Once you get it set up, then you can put the lock on, and it.
Oh, so you don't accidentally hit something and mess up a setting. Okay.
Right.
Oh, that's
It's like the safety.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, basically. Your shutter still works, but yeah.
All the other stuff is done. Okay. All right. So it's like the safety. All right.
Hey, I like that. All right. All right. Cool. Thanks, Wes.
And then we got this is Melinda, and this is a few years ago with your half on my iPhone, half in Lightroom and half on my iPhone.
Yeah, this is like a 50-50 edit here. You remember me telling you about the Snap seed, right?
Yeah.
And so I thought I'd play around with it. Could I really do an edit on my phone, that I've, like my professional work? So, yeah, this was a re-edit of that image. I did the basic adjustments in Lightroom and then exported it to my phone.
Okay.
And then did all the curve adjustments and all that sort of thing. Cleaning up the foreground, that little blur and stuff like that, all in Snapseed.
That's cool.
With my finger on my little stupid screen. So yeah, it was,
Cool.
It's pretty impressive, man. I swear to God, if Google ever that day that they decide to make that a desktop app, Adobe's done. I mean, they are done instantly. The minute Google decides to do that, they know that they're telling Adobe just pack up, son. You're done. Been a nice ride. I swear to God, it's that great a program. It should not be that hard to edit an image. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They need, and especially if you use the even Photoshop's, the programs that Adobe has for Photoshop on your mobile device as well. They're super easy to use. The Liquify tool, all that stuff is just so intuitive on your phone or on your tablet. Why is it so hard on the desktop, for Christ's sake? It's ridiculous.
Yeah, so it's because they try to put every imaginable feature into it,
right?
Which gives you all the control, but there's so much that you never really know all the control you have because you never can figure it out.
Yeah, if you ever use those programs, those apps, I shouldn't call them programs, I guess, those apps on your mobile device, I mean, you've got a lot of that same control that you do on your desktop. It's just made super simple. You can do it all with your finger, and the thought and the engineering that they put into it, to make all those adjustments and different things. I mean, it's just so easy to use, and you're like, why don't they do this on the regular app? Like, give me the option to simplify it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's interesting because when they want to do something for the phone, they've got to condense it down to what's the most important thing that we need to be able to do, and get rid of all the extra crap. And then just kind of condense it down to the key things, and then that's what they build it out of. But yeah, on the desktop, they just kind of leave it because, well, everybody can do anything they want, so we just leave all the options wide open. And yeah, but it'd be nice to just do the easy button. They should put an easy button.
Yeah, I'm convinced. I really am convinced they should have an advanced mode. Have Photoshop in just a kind of standard when you open it. It's in a dumbed down mode. And then if you want all that extra stuff, click the advanced mode and have at it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Like Velvet. There we go. That's good. And we got 89 seconds. There we go. We're getting back up into normal exposure times here, only 89 seconds.
Oh, Simi, I got a name for this one, bro. I finally have a name. Wait, I got to get this out. I finally have a name for an image. I seen this image, and he said, like, Velvet. I immediately thought Rainbow Sherbet. Boom!
Rainbow Sherbet.
Rainbow Sherbet. I've never even heard of Rainbow Sherbet.
You've never heard of Rainbow? Are you serious?
No, never.
Do they
Never.
not have sherbet in Northeast there?
I know.
I've never heard of Rainbow Sherbet.
It's the Neapolitan of sherbets, man.
Yeah.
I'll have to check that out.
It's freaking fantastic.
Oh man, no, this is great. The colors on this are fantastic. I just love the purples and the blues and and orange. That's awesome. Yeah, he's gonna post like Velvet Plate 2, Rainbow Sherbet.
Yeah, I mean, what was the time on this one?
89 seconds.
89 seconds. I mean, that's so much time there that you even lose. It even looks like sand more so than water now. It looks like.
Yeah, it does. It looks like sand, like sand dune or something like that.
That's from like underneath. You can't really see it. There's like rocks underneath there.
Okay.
So they're causing the drag line there.
Oh, okay. So the rocks are causing the water to go.
Yep.
Okay.
But it made for a nice effect. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
Awesome. Well, yeah. We'll see what happens. I think he's got 89 seconds. So he hits the button. So he hits the button, and he's like, "Okay, I got 89 seconds. Let me think of a title for this image while it's exposing." He can think about it.
Yeah. I wish it were that easy.
Hey, you know what? Let me ask you too, Sim. What is your process for coming up with the name? Because I struggle with that.
It depends. A lot of time I'm listening to music while I'm doing these things, and it'll just inspire something while I'm editing it.
Okay.
It just happens. It just pops into my head while I'm doing it. And this one was while I was doing it. All the purples and the. I just thought of, for some reason, it was Prince and then Velvet.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Purple Rain, Prince, Velvet. Yeah, I mean, it just kind of it's interesting. You get something, think of something, and it just kind of leads to 4 or 5 steps down the road very quickly. Yeah.
That's funny you mentioned that too, because I can remember, and these models are so young, they don't know. And I started shooting with this one girl named Nikki, and I've posted a few photos of her. I always called her Darling Nikki, and she had no idea why, and it was because of Prince, So she had no idea why. I'm like, you should actually use that, Darling Nikki. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
if you want some funky names for images, if you like follow Thomas Hawk when he posts all that stuff. He comes up. I mean, you look at the titles he gives some of the images, and it's like, okay, where did that come from? And a lot of stuff he does pull from lyrics, little bits and pieces of lyrics. But
that's a good idea.
He posts. What's he done? He has 120,000 images on Flickr now, or something.
Wow,
like
are you serious?
Yeah.
Still posts? Didn't he make his goal of 1 million already?
No. He's only up to 120,000 on Flickr.
Oh, okay.
Only. I don't know. And I don't know how old he is. He might be early 40s now. So he's got a ways to go before he posts 1 million. That's just crazy. But you look at the titles of his images, a lot of his stuff, and some stuff you get because you can make a connection with a song or something. But it's really interesting I don't know how he comes up with them. It's pretty interesting. Dancing Cascades, Upper Falls at Southford Falls. 119 seconds. There we go. We're back into the sweet spot here. Got that Penstop ND filter on here, F11. Yep.
I have to take advantage while the water's good now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You're getting a lot of the spring rains and stuff flowing. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Some leaves coming out. New leaves coming out.
Yeah, it's coming slowly but surely.
Mm-hmm. That's nice. Look at that texture of the water. It's like cotton.
Yeah.
Like someone draped cotton over the falls or something.
This also helps when you got the local people, in and out of your scene every 5 minutes here.
Mm-hmm.
True. It was kind of nice that it cooled off when I was taking it, so most of the people went away, but we still had some knuckleheads that were just like, walk into the scene,
Mm-hmm.
take a few pictures, and walk out. But they didn't show up in the scene, so that's okay.
Yeah.
Are they walking in like up there on the top left there?
Top left and bottom or middle right, where that
Okay.
yeah.
over here? This
Yep.
little rock pops out. Yeah, it's like snapshot. Walk out, take a picture, walk back.
Yeah. Who's that guy standing there? He's been standing there for a while. Yeah.
I got like a big sign here, working.
Men at work.
Yeah,
Men at work.
exactly, yeah, men at- yeah. Yeah.
But you gotta take some cones and police tape, like police line, do not cross, crime scene.
Yeah.
just set up your cones and
Yesterday was another popular falls I went to. I'll have some images up
okay.
in a little while, but I was there from 8:30, and I only saw one other person there not until like 12 o'clock. People started rolling out of bed, I guess. But
Wow. On a Saturday, huh?
it was nice, yeah.
Yeah, wow. That's kind of interesting. Well, I know a guy here who he says, yeah, nobody does anything before noon. He said, nobody does anything before noon in Atlanta. Because if you want to get something, you got to go out before noon. And once noon hits, and it's kind of true, and people just get out and about, later in the mid to late morning. So, yeah, that's a great shot. Very nice. Afloat. And 0.3 of a second, man.
What?
You do. He probably took that and he's like, wait, don't I have more time? I got to take another shot. That was only 0.3 of a second.
I like there was some, it was this is Norwalk. This is a new place that I started
Okay.
shooting at, and it's more inland, more towards towards New York.
Okay.
So there's not a lot of tidal action here unless there's a hurricane.
Okay.
So the water had this nice rippling effect. The kind of ripples you get when you make a nice video.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And I just like the way that the light was reflecting off of it. And I wanted to keep that ripple in there for this one.
Yeah. You didn't want to totally blur it out. Yeah, no, it's neat, and it's great framing with the little islands of trees on either side, and you got the whatever piece of land or whatever far in the background there.
Yeah, those are all islands out there.
Okay. So not like jetties or anything. They're actually just islands in the bay. Huh?
Yep.
Okay. Neat. Yeah, that texture in the water is fantastic. And here we got this looks like low tide at the beach, Dennis.
Yeah, this is low tide.
Low tide. So when the water's in, where would the water be on high tide? Would it be like here?
No, we have a 26-foot tide round here.
Oh, okay. So it'd be like
So
up there.
it's probably up the top, yeah.
Okay. 26 feet. Okay. So this was the your red filter.
Yeah,
with,
with the super wide lens, the Voigtlander.
okay.
So this was hyperfocal focusing, and yeah, it makes the sky go black,
Okay. Yeah.
but the clouds will stand out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the sky's not, but the clouds are really bright. And what film was this?
This was Delta 100, but I used Rodinal again. At this time, a 1:25.
Okay.
The other couple I put on there, you can see it's got a lot of grain shown.
Mhm.
I don't know whether it's the developer or whether it's the scanner that's doing it. So I'll probably print some black and white photos in the darkroom and see if they got the same effect.
Yeah. You just wonder maybe if there's something in the image that the scanner's picking up. I mean, that's a good.
This was scanned at 4,000 DPI.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, so it picks absolutely everything up. Dust.
Yeah. That's pretty nice, though.
I actually like this image, man. I like this is great stock photography right here. Like this is a good, and the size you put it there as well. That's a good one to just sell super cheap as like an iPhone background. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's perfect for that because it's got that nice styling to it. The lighting is just right. You know, you put a little
shadow, you got some clouds and whatever, but it's busy but not too busy. So like you said, it'd be great for like a background or something like that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
This is a full-size sundial, really. Yeah, so as the image turns around, then the shadow hand moves around. You know. But it only works when the tide's out.
Yeah. You'd have to be in a boat to take this with the tide in.
Yeah.
That's neat.
I could actually see this one, like no kidding, like in a museum, blown up super big. You know what I'm saying? With a bunch of people with black flame glasses looking at it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
What was he trying to communicate with this image?
I ain't even kidding, right?
I think he was worried about the path he didn't take when he was a young one, because I could see the shadow going off. But yet he was always maintained a positive attitude because he's got the arrow pointing up. And yet he feels bad about his environmental impact because you can see the factories in the background. So this is a conflicted artist. He was very conflicted when he took this image.
Yeah, that's
Dennis, will you sign this and I will give you $1,000. Thank you, my friend.
You just title it Angst. And then just let them interpret it.
Yeah, it is. It's one of those images, man. It just reminds me of that, you know?
Yeah.
It's so simple, and yet, like, it says a lot. Like, it's crazy. You could, you could read all kinds of stuff into this image.
You think about that. You go into museums and you get this stuff, and you're like, okay, it's in a museum, so it's got to have something. But what were they trying to communicate? And you just imagine, I've gone it, like you go into like art museums and stuff, and it's like, okay, I'm sitting here looking at this, trying to figure out, and I bet the guy standing next to me is the guy who painted this, and he just comes to watch and see what other people think about what he did. So, and he's like, no, I just painted it. I just took the picture.
You go in there, and there's like, I remember one of my first published images was some image that I took of some big rock that looked like a ball. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I didn't know how to shoot yet, so it was on total automatic, and I just went up there and clip. You know what I'm saying? And they were like, "Oh, can we have that image?" And I'm like, "What?" You know what I'm saying? Like,
sure.
Some blown out image of some rock ball. You know what I'm saying? And they put it in a tour guide, for Christ's sake. Yeah, it was the craziest thing. I'm like, what?
See the world's biggest rock ball right here.
Yeah, I was like, huh? You know?
So here we got another image from that same.
Yeah, this is on top of the jetty. Yeah.
Okay, and there's a little more noise in this one.
Yeah, this is the, well, I don't know what it is. Whether it's the film, I could have a bad batch of film.
Yeah.
Or whether, because Delta's not normally like this. Delta's quite.
I'm wondering if it could be the scanner. I mean, that could explain some things. Well, you need to print it and just see what happens.
Yeah, I'll print one up onto paper and see if it's got the same effect or whether it's just noise from the scanner.
Yeah.
It seems like it's mostly just in the sky.
Yeah.
And being a super wide, it's obviously got a bit of vignette in the corners, but it just seems some of them are really grainy and others are not so bad.
I just wonder if it's maybe
these photos were only to test the effects of the red filter on the film.
Well, it definitely brings out the clouds. I mean, they almost gives them like a 3D effect in the sky.
Yeah.
Like this one down here. And these, yeah.
See, this is the same thing. It has that artsy feel. The concrete is simple enough. The lines are super simple.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? There's not a lot of complexity in those boats the way they are. There's that one shadow over that one. The sky is simple. And the feel of the film just gives it that classic feel. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, what makes this better, Joe, is the fact that it's written on the wall, keep clear, you know?
Exactly, yeah. And then it's written keep clear. Like I pictured, you know, this image in the previous one, also like in a museum somewhere with a bunch of people with black framed glasses, or like in a hotel lobby, right? Or maybe above your bathroom, right? Like,
keep clear. Keep clear.
This is going to be your typical English lawbreaker, you know, where it says, "Don't put your boats here. Keep it clear." You know?
Yeah, it's just there's something about that. Like, I like this one, man.
It's
I
just
really
kind of like stuff that you would just see like in a business or a hotel.
Yeah,
or something. It's just
exactly.
like local photography type stuff.
Yeah, it's just great stock photography that people would pay. I mean, people would pay big bucks for that sort of thing, man. It's crazy, right? When you think about it.
I didn't have any focusing problems with this either, because you just set the lens on f8 and then everything is in focus on that 15.
Yep, it pretty much is. I mean, like you said, anything that's more than about 18, 20 inches away is going to be in focus.
Yeah.
That's a neat scene. I mean, you have the boats and the wall and a little bit of plan over here of the sky. Yeah. It's good. And the grain or whatever, whether it's the grain, the film, or an artifact from the scanner, that'd be interesting. So was this okay? Red filter 90. Was this F16?
Yeah, this is the.
Wow, look at that.
This is the camera on the floor.
Okay.
I just put it on the ground.
You just set it on the ground and
set it on the ground, and this is what the 15mm super wide has done to that jetty. You know, it makes it look. It changes the perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it just makes it look like it's miles long.
Yeah, but look at all this here. I mean, that's really interesting. I just wonder.
Yeah.
So Dennis is doing the opposite of Sim. He's just putting his on the ground. Sim throws his in the air.
Yeah. You see the shackle on the side there, the ring, the tying up ring for the boats. You know.
Yeah. Okay.
He's so close to the lens.
Mm-hmm. No, it looks gigantic. I mean,
it just changes the perspective of things. That super wide.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I took this straight into the sun, of course,
to
see how much flare we could get.
You got a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got a lot of noise on.
Yeah, the noise is going to be interesting. I will print some black and white photos.
Yeah, I would print this one and that other one and just see. It'd be interesting to see what you get. You print it like a 4x6 or whatever, and just see what you get.
Yeah, and I rolled my own film into this as well, because I've got the 100-foot roll.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and I just kept winding till I couldn't wind any more in. And then when I was using it in the camera, when I got to number 44, the film ran out.
Okay, so so now you know a full reel holds about 40 to 45 shots, basically.
Yeah, the only problem I had with it was when I loaded it into the tank to process it, it was too long.
Oh, it didn't fit on the reel, did it?
No, I fully wound it in, and it was still about 6 inches laying in the side of the tank.
Yeah, it was too long for the reel.
Yeah. So in future, I won't run it down.
Yeah, they don't make reels for 45. They stop at 36, don't they?
Yeah, and the counter stops at 40.
That's funny. You gave a maximum capacity test there for the camera.
Yeah, so I think in future I'll try and cut it off around about 30.
So this is from Christy. She said, sitting, waiting, wishing to see them again. When the train stops, the door opens, and you. So it just looks like a line of chairs at the train station, I would imagine. Yeah. Pretty cool. I like the, look at that. It's almost like a lacquer or glossy effect on the arms of the chairs. It looks like she focused right here or here. Yeah, it's an interesting one. The background's nice and not much there, so it just kind of keeps your attention on the chairs going. I'm assuming those are chairs, probably. Yeah.
This got to be wide open. This, isn't it?
I would think. Yeah. She doesn't record what the. I guess she could go onto her SmugMug account and take a look at it. Yeah.
I don't hear much about SmugMug anymore.
Yeah, they raised their prices a couple years ago, I think.
That was it for me. Once they did that, man,
Yeah.
I was done.
And 500px is changing their pricing too. Did you see that? Did you
No.
guys see that email? Do you post stuff on 500px, Sim? A little bit.
I do.
Uh-huh. Did you get that email? Was it last week or the week before? Something about they're changing their pricing again?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Okay. Are you gonna go with it, or are you gonna just go back to the basic account now?
I'm still debating.
Yeah, I've got to take a look at it. I mean,
How
I've got
big of
the
a price hike?
Plus account, or Awesome or whatever, which is like $30 a year or something.
Yeah.
But if it goes up to, what's it going to go up to? Like 100 or something? I don't know.
I didn't think it was that high, was it?
Was it like $4 or $5 a month? Maybe.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, I went up 50 or 60. I'm gonna have to take a look at that and see. But yeah, SmugMug. Don't see too much about anymore. And Zenfolio too. I had a Zenfolio account, and I
Zenfolio, yeah.
I canceled that one too. I just do Flickr and.
Smug is still good if you have a lot of client work. I would say. Probably.
Yeah, I for doing like just posting client galleries and stuff, where they can just go and take a look at it and pick out an order. Yeah, yeah, I think that's where the majority of what they're getting is people that are doing professional, weddings, events, that type of thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is another good stock image, though. This is.
It is, yeah. I mean, that's something that you could very easily, once again, like see on a wall of a hotel or a restaurant. This would look good in a pub, I think. Something like this. This kind of thing like you would see in a pub or a bar or something. Very nice. Now, this is a stock image here, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
This was actually a pretty challenging shot for me. Because this is a log, and it's a tree that had broken off, and it was all hollowed out inside. So, but my tripod wasn't tall enough to get above it to get the whole thing. So I had to kind of go from the side, and it was light on the edge and really dark in the center. So I had to try to find an angle that kind of allowed me to get a lot of it in there. So, and I didn't clean up all the dust in here. I got most, but there's a few little things. But some of these are like little flecks of wood and stuff in there. But
did you tilt the lens on this, Mark?
What's that, Dennis?
You tilt the lens.
I did tilt. I was about, how far away was I? I was maybe 3 feet away from this. So I was right at like the minimum focusing distance, I think.
Right, so where did you focus then?
I tried to get this in focus, and then I tilted. So that came out pretty good. This is still pretty sharp here. A little bit up here. You can see this is sharp, but it kind of fades off back here.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it was just because of the angle. I was so close, but tilting, I was able to get most of this in. I wanted to get this, and this came out okay, but this top section here, if I got that really in focus, I couldn't get this in focus, and vice versa.
What about swinging the front across?
I tried that a little bit, and that confused me really quick. So I went back and said, I'm just going to tilt at this point. I played around with it a little bit, and I didn't get something. I didn't get any better than just by tilting and just swinging, not the front part of the camera, but just changing the perspective by rotating the tripod a little bit, rotating the camera on the head of the tripod.
Have you tried tilting the back of the camera and leaving the front stand of that fixed?
No, I haven't tried that yet.
Well, it's all things to play with.
Yeah, and this is one I can go back to. I mean, this is a real, it was real challenging, so it might be one to go back to and try playing around with a little bit more, because there's a lot of stuff going on, and there's a lot of to get this whole thing close enough. You got to get really close. So I had to play with the focusing a little bit and thing, but kind of. Came out okay, but I could do better with it. I think if I spent some more time with it.
Yeah, it's awkward doing something what's round because you're not going to focus absolutely everything in.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Unless you just focus on the front and then just tilt it to the back, isn't it?
Yeah, and I tried that. I tried focusing here and tilting to the back, and I ran out of tilt. And I think it was because I was so close to it.
Yeah, that's why you might be better off using the back of the camera rather than the front.
Yeah, I would have to tilt back. If I was tilting forward on the front, I'd have to tilt back on the back, I think, to get the same effect. Yeah, so it was a challenging shot, and it's a little bit of a walk for me. It was about a 10-minute walk, 15-minute walk to get to here, but it might be worthwhile. Interesting. Whoa!
Oh.
Well,
Picture fell off the wall?
That scared the hell out of me.
Yeah, I was like, what was that?
Yeah, that frame's done.
Did it just fall off the wall?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Did
Yeah,
you-
I use those stick-on things, you know.
Oh, and the stick-on thing came unstuck. Huh?
Yeah, the stick-on thing came unstuck, so that happens.
Did they tell you when you bought that house, Joe, that it's haunted?
Yeah, exactly right.
So that's what we got you the deal on it.
Yeah.
I thought he was practicing his camera throwing technique.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, I just got it. I'm not as good as him yet. Yeah, I just got that all wrong.
Got to get that soft landing.
If that was his camera, Simmy, then he'd be crying now.
Yeah.
I definitely would switch to Dennis method. You know what I'm saying? And just putting it on the ground instead of throwing it in the air.
Yeah, definitely.
That would at that point be a much better method.
So this one was a color version of that black and white I did whenever that was a few weeks ago. So I just
Quite a bit of detail in this one, Mark. Yeah.
yeah, and I thought it would be interesting because the leaves are just starting. This is taken about 3 weeks ago. Yeah, so the leaves were coming out, and this is Ektar once again. So I was really interested to see how it did with the greens. And
Yeah.
I think I bumped up the saturation a tiny bit on this, but not much, and reduced the highlights a little bit, and that was about it on this. So I was pretty happy with how that came out. It got the colors are pretty true to what was actually there. So
Yeah, so a 20 by 30 of this is probably going to look okay, Mark, when you do it in the dark room.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that'd be really cool. Like make a wallpaper out of it, just to put it in your house.
No, this
You
this
could
one
go
actually
for a
came out
hike
pretty
anytime you
good.
want.
Yeah, exactly. Walk into your wall. But no, this is kind of quite. This one came out pretty good, so I was pretty happy with it. And this would be one that I would do in the dark room with the color. I think this would be a good one to take and practice with, printing out. But yeah, there's a fair amount of detail here. I did a pretty good job. I ended up tilting a little bit on this one, but the back came out pretty good. I think this was at f32, right?
You won't need much tilting with landscape.
No, this was just a teeny tiny bit, maybe a few degrees, if that. Yeah. So yeah, that one, it came out pretty good. And I was kind of interested. The black and white came out good, and I was interested to see what the color was, and that did come out pretty good.
Yeah, I do like Ektar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be very happy shooting it, and I've got a pretty good feel for how to scan it now. I just, like you said, Dennis, I just do it completely all neutral on the scanner, And
Yeah, you just choose generic. Don't try and use.
Mhm.
If you, I scan stuff using the Ektar tab,
Mhm.
and it come out awful. So I just use generic. Yeah.
Yeah, I found it comes out better like that, and I can do the little bit of tweaking that I need to do in Photoshop or Lightroom. So we got Baby Gator.
Yeah.
Is that
Nice and sharp.
Sweetwater? Yeah, taken with
Yeah, went out there this morning.
1600th of a second at 600. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, love that detail there. Was this from that little observation thing that's standing out there? Or were
No,
you-
this is sort of further out in the
Okay.
park where it's just the gravel roads, kind of gravel raised walkways.
Yeah, that's
That's
neat.
about Mark. He just waited right out there.
Yeah. Say, hey, Mr.
Yeah,
Gator, just stand there. And I love the
Got up there with the wide angle. Yeah.
Yeah, this is taken with a 15
Right in his
millimeter
face.
lens.
Yeah.
I love the plant, the leaves or whatever, is still stuck to him on his nose.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I've
cool.
got another one where it's like almost all covered in weeds.
Yeah, he just popped up. No, that's
Yeah.
good. That's cool. And this is only 435 millimeters.
Yeah.
Wow, that's nice. That came out really nice.
Wes, I hear if you put extension tubes on that, you can do the same thing and be even further back.
Mm-hmm. I haven't tried that yet.
I was gonna try that on mine to try to get some nice dragonfly shots.
So would you put like what, like a one, how big an extension tube would you need? Don't they kind of like?
I don't even think you need that much. Just enough to get it further away.
Mhm.
Because on at least on my lens, I'm not sure about the one that Wes has. It close focus is about 16 inches, I think. Or no, sorry, not 16 inches, about 2 feet.
Okay.
Yeah.
But if
Right
you
now.
if you put an extension tube on it, you can get way closer than that.
Okay. All right. So you can
Yeah.
change the close focus to actually be close.
Yeah.
Not be inches instead of feet, basically. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, my Sigma, the close focus is like 10 feet. So
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
so yeah, I should bring my extension tubes next time. Although the ones I have are plastic, I don't think I want to use those. I might need to get some metal ones.
No, that would not be a good way to lose a lens.
Yeah, that's a heavy lens and it's not a cheap one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's a nice shot though. I like that. Colors are great on that. Black and white, Joe. I don't know.
Right?
Okay, so this is the first shoot. All right. Kira.
Yeah, Kira, that was from today's shoot. So that's a quick image,
Mhm.
a quick edit. Let me see here. I'm trying to
What was the?
I just booked another shoot, so I'm
Oh, cool.
yeah, that's all right,
So
cool.
Was this natural light?
No, that one is not. No, that's a single strobe
Okay.
into a beauty dish gridded.
Okay.
Yeah, so that and she does a ton of this stuff. So she's an art nude model mostly. So
she is fit too. You can tell.
oh yeah,
Look at
insane,
that there. Yeah.
insane muscle definition. I mean,
Yeah.
you just, I mean, you're looking at her and it's crazy. So that's without even really trying to enhance that muscle or anything. It's
Mhm.
just,
That's just the way she is. Yeah.
yeah. Actually, I softened it.
Wow.
And she's not big or anything at all.
Mhm.
She's just really ripped. You
Yeah.
know, like no fat.
Toned. Yeah. Toned and lean and toned. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a nice shot though. And that looks like the same chair you used on that dimple shot.
It is. It's
Okay.
the exact same chair. Yeah, I've had it.
For years, huh?
Yeah, that made it here from Albuquerque. So that was one of the props that I kept.
Okay. Oh. Yeah, that's nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Thanks.
And finally awake. Oh, he's got some. Far too long I've slept the years away. My eyes open, but my mind closed to the video. Sprite Island, just south of Norwalk. Okay. Waters of its shores are flags marking the location of oyster traps. Oh, okay.
Yeah, you guys need some oysters, I can pick some up.
Yeah, that's probably like you do not want to pick up the wrong oyster trap, right? I would imagine. And they all have. Do they have to have licenses to be in the fish or not?
Yeah, you have to have a license and permit and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. That's cool. Darted with flags. That's cool. And this was 99 seconds. 100 seconds would have ruined the image. Got to go stop at 99.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Turned that water into so is this that same bay pretty
Yep.
much? Okay.
Same bay.
So
Yeah.
this is the result when you do 99 seconds instead of 3/10 of a
Yep.
second. Okay. Yeah.
That's correct.
You get rid of the ripples. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's
It looks cool, man. I like this
Yeah.
image a lot.
yeah, that's very nice. The colors so intense. The colors of the orange. And, yeah.
It was another good morning. There was another photographer out there,
Mm-hmm.
and he was taking some pictures of. He was telling me about. I think he lives like walking down not even a block down from where this was.
Okay.
He comes there just about every morning.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So he knows
Nice
that spot
backyard.
pretty well.
Yeah.
Yeah,
nice,
yeah.
nice backyard. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
So you were actually on his turf.
Mm-hmm.
I was, yeah. Occasionally, you run into other folks early in the morning.
Yeah.
Occasionally.
Occasionally,
right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's a good time to shoot. It really is. Once you get
Mhm.
used to it, it's a good time. You get used to just being able to go out there, do your thing, and you get very used to that, you know.
Mhm. Yep. So this is Kira again for shoot.
Yeah, this one I really cropped in big time. So it lost a bit, you know what I'm saying? Because
Mhm.
I forget how many times I cropped in, but I cropped in quite a bit on this
Okay.
one. So I just wanted to see how, but it's still way better if I'd have ever tried to crop in that deep
Mhm.
on with my 40D.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to test that part out, you know.
See what you got. Yeah.
And then of course this is at ISO 1000, so it's
Mm-hmm.
to still crop in. God, I don't know how many times I could crop. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what that number was, but
Yeah.
it was quite a bit.
Yeah. So you cropped, looked at it, cropped some more, looked at it, cropped some
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how do I tell necessarily how deep I cropped in there? Is there an easy way to do that?
more. Can you click the original one? If you did a preview, will it show what
Let me
it
see.
was?
What I can do is I can show you the original, I guess. Let me show you.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd be interested to see.
Yeah.
I'll
I'll
stop
share
the sharing
this.
because that's the last image anyway. Yeah.
I'll share the screen and then show you the original. That'll.
Because yeah, I mean, and this was with your Sigma lens. Yeah.
Yeah. So you can see there how
Oh wow.
deep. I
Yeah.
mean, it's.
I mean, you got it down to 20%. I mean, you cropped out 80% of the image pretty much there. Yeah.
So it's. I mean, it's just a fraction. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yep. Yeah.
It's still not quite showing you the whole. How come it's not? Huh. Normally I could, but it's. I mean, even this is just showing half the image. Like it's
Mhm.
not. for some
Oh, okay.
reason
So the actual image was bigger than that, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
'Cause
wow.
If I go back to the
Oh.
as shot,
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. So
so
you,
I literally just cropped out just that small little port.
I mean, that's like.
So I don't know what
like
the
that's gotta be-
magnification would be on that, but
yeah, I mean that's like 1/6, or probably 1/12 almost. Yeah,
yeah.
and that's pretty a pretty small section actually of the whole image. So yeah, well, I think it's usable. It helps to have a good sensor with 23. What was it? 23 megapixels basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So it's, it was good enough for Instagram, right?
Mhm.
So, I put it in the 1-to-1 and it was, it's good enough for the internet,
Mhm.
basically. So,
Yeah.
which is where most of them are going to live anyway. So,
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. But it's nice to have the flexibility with the detail and stuff to be able to have the options to be able to do other stuff with it if you need it.
right.
Yeah.
So that the eyes still came out sharp enough where I was
Mhm.
able to zoom in and still,
Oh yeah. No, I think you got a keeper there, Joe. I don't think you'll be sending back the camera.
yeah. And then there was a firmware upgrade already. So,
Yeah, I saw that. You posted that. So what did they change? Did they change good stuff with the firmware?
They did something that stuff that I don't know how that will affect me, but it's stuff that you can, if you're one of those guys that uses this particular menu, you know what I'm saying, you could get this error. So
Yeah.
is those, who knows if I'll ever use those options, but if you do, you damn sure want that upgrade, so
Yeah.
you hate to find out the hard way, you're going to have that error too.
Yeah. It makes sense to plug the camera in and download it because they make it pretty easy to upgrade to.
I had never done an upgrade before because they didn't really have any for the 40D, so I didn't.
You basically just download it and then just transfer it to the camera when it's hooked up through the cable. Is that?
I did it the card way, so I
Okay.
downloaded it,
Cornered.
opened it because on the Mac, and then it pre-opens and does all that stuff, and then I put the file on the CF card.
Okay.
And then put the CF card in the camera and did it that way.
Boot it up, yeah, and it just goes in and does it, yeah. So it probably took all of like 5 minutes to do, probably.
Yeah, it wasn't that long. I was scared. Of course, I never done it before. I've heard about it.
I don't want to turn it into a brick. I don't want to brick my new camera.
Exactly. I haven't even sat with it yet, and I'm already updating it. Oh my god, yeah.
The brain transplant failed.
Yeah, they do. They tell you, man, don't touch any buttons. Don't do this. You know what I'm saying? So you're like, swear to God, I ain't touching it, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's funny. Well, good. I'm glad that works. It looks like it's a great camera. That'll be you'll be making a lot of images with that. That's for sure.
Yeah. So it's another 10 years we'll have this one, and no, just kidding.
We'll be looking for the next upgrade in like 2024, maybe. 2024.
Yeah. They probably won't even have cameras anymore. It'll just be some kind of Google Glass or something, right?
Yeah, you just took something that you just get like an eye implant,
Yeah.
and it's
Some
just
kind of
straight from your eye to the internet.
Yeah, it's just some kind of contact lens or something you attach, and that's it.
Yeah. Who knows?
They'll be like,
I don't need that. I got my 7D Mark II.
man, we used to have these things we called cameras, and they would spend thousands of dollars on them, man, and they would, And then we also had these guys that drove trucks for a living. You imagine that? And we got all these automatic trucks, and what the hell? So yeah, there's a whole shift in things coming.
Yeah. The change train never stops, I guess, and it's all across the board. So, well, great show, guys. Glad got some great images there. Joe's camera works appropriately, so we're good there. So Sammy's going to fly out to Phoenix and give you some direct lessons on camera tossing, so you can take full advantage of all those features.
Excellent. I don't have any strap attached to it, so you can tell I am ready for, I can go uphand or underhand or whatever. So we're ready.
Excellent. No straps attached. No straps needed.
Yeah. All right. Hey, good. Everybody have a great week. Appreciate you showing up. I'm going to get down and fix myself some dinner here. I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, I have to install. I also purchased the ceiling fan finally.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
You're gonna install that and get that going?
that is the project. As soon as we close this, I will be,
Don't electrocute yourself. Turn off the power before you start playing around up there.
Yeah, so if you don't hear from me, you pretty much know I fried myself. Yeah.
Joe had a shocking experience hooking up his ceiling fan. Yeah. All right, well, have fun with that, Joe. You're a better man than me. I would call an electrician for that, but that's fine.
Yeah, I had one booked actually. He told me he would do it. He says because I told him I was going to get about 3 of them. And he said he'd do all 3 for $100. But I thought I'd try one first. I'm like, I haven't done it in a while. I used to install all my ceiling fans, but I just was getting lazy. So I'm like,
make sure you know where the breaker box is. Flip that little breaker. You're good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. All right, guys. Have a great week. We'll see you later. Thanks for joining, Dennis. Thanks for staying up late. Another week of Sundays awaits you, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's a public holiday here tomorrow, so everyone's there.
What day is it? What's the official holiday?
Just May Day. Yeah.
Oh, May Day. That's right.
May Day bank holiday is, yeah.
That is tomorrow.
Oh, May Day. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. And then it's going to be Cinco de Mayo after that.
Yeah.
And
Saturday is Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah. On a weekend.
No, it's Friday. Friday's Cinco de Mayo. Yep, Friday. So
Still, it's on a weekend. Yeah. Around here, they're going to be, man, you ain't going to be able to shut them up, I mean, there's been parties already. The last 2 weekends, there's been parties, man. It's been nuts. Literally, because I don't know if I've ever told you, but I literally backed to the reservation right here. So Saturday was nuts. They were having this party it was like the 4th of July. And I'm not even kidding you. They had a fireworks show. It was no different than any other 4th of July show. It was crazy.
Huh.
It was nice. I was impressed. I mean, I ain't even kidding you. It was no different than any other big 4th of July fireworks.
They did it right, huh?
Yeah, it was, I mean, boom. You're like, what the hell? Is that fireworks? Wow.
Just go out and sit out on the porch with a beer and enjoy the show.
They went I was in the backyard. Yep.
All right. Well, happy May Day, everybody. And
May Day.
May already. Wow.
What kind of holiday is it as far as like, is there gifts given or is it just beer?
Well, a bank holiday? It's just basically a day off for everyone.
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay, I didn't know if it. Okay,
Don't they do maypoles? Is that the thing? They do a dance on a pole with colored ribbons or something?
Yeah, I think we got some strange habits in this country.
Wow, so the pole is a real thing. So there's Festivus.
I think it's where Festivus, part of the Festivus thing comes from. Yeah, I think he took the maypole and Christmas and kind of melded the two together to get Festivus.
Wow. Okay.
So there, a Seinfeld reference. We made it. We made a Seinfeld reference.
We actually, that's good. That's a good thing.
All right. Have a great week, everybody. Have fun putting up your fan and fixing your picture. We'll see you.
Yeah, see you guys. Yeah.
All right. Later.
Night.
Bye.